Our Campaign 2014 coverage continues tonight on the eve of Election Day.
News 3 political reporter Jessica Arp joins us live now from Waukesha, where Governor Walker just wrapped up his final campaign stop of the day. Jessica.
Yeah, he gave his 15-minute or so stump speech to the crowd here in Waukesha that's dispersing and still shaking some hands up there with folks. But going over some themes that have become familiar to those of us who have followed this campaign, telling folks here in Waukesha he wants them to vote for something, not against something, as he believes is the alternative Mary Burke is offering folks, saying that he is the #1 target in America for unions, and that in fact, he pointed out college Republicans tonight, saying that he offered a new, fresh, and organic approach to governing the state. In his sort of final push here, he said a coach had once told him you didn't run to the tape, you run through the tape, and that he needed the crowd's help here to do that. So sort of a last-minute get-out-the-vote message here. Brad Courtney with the state party telling folks here that he needed their help, that they couldn't rest until 8:01 p.m. tomorrow night and count on anything in this race. They needed everyone's help to get out the vote tomorrow.
Yes, Jess, as they re-cue Brooks and Dunn for you there, what should we be really looking for tomorrow as the early indications, good signs for either side?
Well, I think you really have to, at this point, look at turnout. Some of the conventional wisdom in races in Wisconsin really does apply here. You have to look at overall what the turnout is across the state. The wisdom is that lower turnout typically benefits Republican, higher turnout, the closer you get to presidential levels, benefits the Democrat. That means oftentimes that some young voters and voters in urban areas are getting out more. But you also have to look specifically at those areas that these candidates count on, their bases. For Mary Burke, that of course is Milwaukee and Madison. There's some areas that are going to be very, wards specifically, you're going to be watching very closely. That 99% Obama supporting ward that they visited last week. And of course, for the governor, Waukesha, Washington, Ozaukee County, the suburbs of Milwaukee that we are in here tonight. There's a reason this event is here tonight. And of course, there are areas of Green Bay that they will be watching as well. But the turnout in those strongholds is always going to be very important.
Jessica, what early comparisons do you think we can look for from previous elections?
Well, I think you want to look at those overall turnout numbers. The total turnout in 2010 was 2.1 million people. The total turnout in 2012 for the recall election was 2.6 million people. Now, you saw different vote totals in the end there, but I think the larger turnout, the more enthusiasm. We're already seeing that absentee ballot, early voting levels are above those 2012 levels. And the GAB at this point is predicting a similar turnout to 2012, but again, that number is really going to matter. And of course, you should look at some of the areas that these candidates have been visiting repeatedly in the state, the western side of the state, the La Crosse area, the central part of the state near Wausau. Those areas voted quite strongly for Governor Walker in the recall election, but polling over this campaign season has showed them not going quite as strongly. So I think we kind of need to watch how maybe some of the local races come in, see what some of those counties look like as the night goes on tomorrow.
All right, our political reporter Jessica Arp, get some rest tonight, Jess. It's going to be a busy one tomorrow. Jessica Arp live in Waukesha. And for